What is up, you guys? It's your special fairy godmother, and I am back. Okay, I am back. Except for I'm not back with the vlog this time. I'm actually back with just like a chit chat. Let's talk about it. Yeah, I kind of got a lot I want to touch on. I got a lot I want to talk about. This video might be like all over the place, but I feel like it's like a full circle moment where it's all gonna kind of make sense, right? Okay, so I woke up this morning. This is morning one of like being sober. And I feel like I'm like in a dilemma, or like I just feel like I don't know what to do. And I feel like a part of me not knowing what to do is because I'm trying to do kind of like what I want to do. But along with that, I also feel like it's just based off like experience and like how I know what's up, right? So basically, I want to stop smoking. I really do. Y'all know, if y'all have been watching me for a while, I've kind of talked about this a lot. I've came on here and talked about me smoking while I was pregnant at one point with Zion. I talked about I'm finally stopping smoking. I've done so many videos about me stopping smoking, right? But here we are. Here I am. And I have not. I have not. So I think that the reason behind me wanting to stop so badly is because it's like so many different reasons, right? So I grew up with pretty much everybody in my family smoking, right? Everybody in my family smoked. It was just hush it. I don't know. Like, I just felt like I grew up with everybody smoking, like grown-ups kicking it, playing cards, drinking, and smoking, right? That was just kind of like my childhood. That was like my norm, but I didn't like it. I didn't like seeing my parents smoke, or I didn't like, my mom hanging out with her friends and smoking. I kind of felt like, to be honest, I came second to smoke. Like, I felt like smoking was more fun. Smoking was something you did with your friends. It was just like a stigma that I guess I had attached to it, that I just didn't like it. I didn't fuck with it. I thought that my mom was doing drugs. Like, to me, smoking meant, hey, you a crackhead. That was just in my mind, because when you're young, you don't even know what a crackhead is. But yeah. So I guess that's just how I grew up. That was my relationship with weed. That was how I saw it type, Fast forward to growing up, I never was a teenager that was like, oh, I'm finna smoke, I'm finna hit the blunt, like I'm finna, no. It was just, yeah, one day in high school, I was with this girl named Tier and this dude named Deontay, and they was finna smoke, and they like, hey, you want to come with us? I don't even remember how it happened, to be honest, but I remember we went in the alley and we hit the blunt, and I promise y'all, like, I didn't feel like I was high. I'm like, okay, I done smoked this stuff, and then now it's like I don't even feel high. But in class, I was so fucking paranoid. I was paranoid about everything, and at that moment, I knew, bitch, I am high, okay? So that was that. I didn't really smoke again in high school until maybe my junior year, I would say. Damn, was I smoking and drinking in high school? Like, a part of me feel like I wasn't. I was, but I never had a weed man. Like, I never knew how to get weed. It was always just like, oh, I put my $5 in, because back then it was like $10 for a gram, right? So it was just like that. It was like I was smoking, but only with my god sister. Like, we would go to parties, like, we would drink, like, we would get the Hennessy, like, we would both be like, I had a half pint, she had a half pint, we got our blunts, like, we kicking it, we partying, we turned the fuck up, right? Hold on, I gotta get my food. But y'all, so basically, get you some milk. You can get you some milk to eat with it. Okay, y'all. So yeah, basically back to the story. Okay, let me go ahead. It's really hot. Be careful. Okay, make sure you say your prayers. So yeah, that was me. High school, it was like me and my god sister. We was like this. Like every single weekend, we was finding an HB party to go to in the basements, getting how we live. You didn't need much money. You probably needed like $5-10 to get in the party. $10 to $20 on a bottle, and then like $10 to $15 more for the smoke. Okay, so you kind of just needed about $50 back then to have a good time. Okay, get your little outfit from Rainbow, City Motherfucker Trends. Like me, I'm the type of girl, I just had a lot of clothes. Okay, so I didn't even have to get a new outfit for everything. I just had shit in the closet. Okay, was really that girl. Okay, so we used to be at the parties, kicking it, drunk, smoke, like drunk, high. Yeah, so that's when my thoughts and my perception about weed changed, and it more so just solidified the fact that, like, okay, this is what mama was doing. Like, mama was having a good time with her friends, like kicking it. Like, okay, I can understand now. Like, okay, this is cool. But then it got to the point where we would have like in the summer, my mom works a government job, and like in the summer she was kind of like laid off, or sometimes she wouldn't work, so we never really had a lot of money in the summertime. But my birthday was always in the summertime, so mom would be pinching pennies and like, oh, we might not be able to do this. Now mind you, she always made it happy. She always under promised and then over delivered. So she would tell me or act like she didn't really have no money, and then when the time came, my birthday would be fabulous, right? But it was a lot of times where we didn't have a car, where we didn't have our own house, where I felt like my mom was relying on other people a lot, right? And I looked at her some type of way, because at the end of the day, she was still coming home high, or she was still smoking. So I'm like, how you don't got no car, but you're buying smoke every day? Or whatever the case may be. In grown folks' business, should have been minding my fucking business, okay? But I wasn't, okay? So again, these misconceptions have kind of like built over time. So I had went through a really, really bad breakup my freshman year in college, and I bought my first sack of weed from this dude named Scott. Bankroll Scott, okay, yeah. Literally bought my first bag of weed. So I'm like, you know, I'm living back with my mama. At first I was living on the dorms, but by this time, first year is over. Me and my man done broke up. It's the summertime. Everybody outside kicking it, having a good time. I'm heartbroken. I'm in the fucking bed, right? So I give me some weed, buy me some weed, cool. And because I'm living with my mama, I only could smoke when she was at home smoking, because I'm like, I don't want her to smell it type shit, right? So anytime she go in her room, close her door, I already knew what time it was. I'm going in my room, I'm closing my door. So I used to like get under my blanket, like my big ass blanket, and I used to smoke. So I'm hotboxing under my cover, big ass blanket, hot as a bitch, hot, sweating. Mind y'all, at this time, gas was so good. Like, it wasn't no za. It was just all that shit was fire, like, period. So I'm under my cover, I'm smoking and shit. Like, and at this time, because I had such a low tolerance, and I'm used to like just passing one little bitty blunt around like 5 people, it was like, as soon as I hit that bitch, I'm high. So I hit it twice, put that shit out. My mama would come out her room, I come out my covers. Matter of fact, I stay under them fucking covers for damn near like an hour and a half, damn near 2 hours, on my phone, looking at Vines, making Instagrams, like having my titties out. Like, they wasn't actually out, but I did have nipple piercings, so I would wear like a cami with like my titty piercings showing, and I just be under the cover, high as fuck, eyes red, eyes low, like, oh, I'm cute. Like, just trying to look hella sexy, hella high, hella cute, because I'm like, I'm sad. Like, I want this nigga to see me. I want him to see that I'm high. I want him to see that I look good. I want him to see this. Yeah, so that became my routine. It was like smoking and looking high, smoking and looking high. Like, I liked how I looked when I was high. I felt like I looked seductive. Like, I felt like my eyes was low. I felt like I was real sexy. I felt like I was giving. Okay, I felt like I was giving. Boom. So So yeah, after that, I was addicted. I was hooked. Like, it was what it was. That summer, I went through a lot of shit. That summer, I met my baby daddy, who is Kamaya's dad. We was in an abusive relationship. So right before I had met him, me and this girl Diamond, I'm not friends with her anymore, but me and this girl Diamond, we used to always link up because my boyfriend, her boyfriend, they were best friends at the time. And me and her was best friends. So it was like, okay, me and her would link up to smoke, and then it'd be like, we talking our shit, we smoking our blunts, we up in a car, either hers or mine, whoever it was at the time. But it was like, we was always getting high together, always on some like, me and Diamond friendship was, I think, surrounded around niggas. Like, it was a group of us, it was four of us in a group. We was all friends, but I feel like each of the friendships within the group of the friendship was different. And me and this girl, like, we was on some hot nigga, like, we was on some like hoe shit, like, for real, for real. We wanted the niggas. Like, we used to do our whole shit together type shit, because our friend Shaquan, she was always booed the fuck up, always had a man for her whole life. This girl love a girl, okay? But me and Diamond, oh yeah, oh, we was motherfucking outside, man. Bro, oh my fucking God, we was outside, okay? So getting high became like a high in itself. Just having to call the weed man, having to wait on the weed man, having to get the money out the time machine because you gotta use cash. Like, at that time, it wasn't no Cash App type shit. So it was like, it was a high, it was a rush, it was adrenaline. It was like, oh, I'm doing something I don't got no business doing. Like, it was fun. But it was always something that I was sneaking and doing. Even though I'm grown, because at this time, I'm 18. I've already graduated high school. I've already done a whole year of college. I'm really a grown woman out here at this point. Like, I'm really grown. Really grown. Okay, so then I fucked around and got pregnant. I did not smoke with Kamaya, but it was like, I was in an abusive ass relationship. I was pregnant and getting raped on and getting beat on and getting hurt. And I was trying to run away from my nigga, basically. And I felt so like by myself. Like, I felt so alone that it was just kind of like, I could not fucking wait to smoke again. I'm like, as soon as I drop this baby, I'm gonna get to smoking, right? I didn't, right? I waited, I think, like 3 months. My friend Shaquan had came over, and I think her dude had some weed, and he left me like a little half a blunt. Baby, that blunt lasted damn near like 2 weeks. I was just literally, when my mama left the house, when she took my brother to school and she went to work or whatever, Kamaya was asleep, I go in my car in the back of the house, go in my car, go hit the blunt literally one time, puff that bitch one time, and be zooted, be high as fuck. Mind y'all, I had just not smoked for a whole year because I had a baby, right? I say a whole year because I was pregnant for 9 months, and then obviously like 3-4 months, I wasn't smoking. I was breastfeeding and smoking, I will say that. So yeah, Kamaya's smart as fuck, okay? Don't regret it. Not a regret in the world, right? So after like 3-4 months, when she was like 4 months, I ended up hitting the blunt. I used to go out to the car and smoke again. So this is reiterating the fact that I'm doing something I don't got no business doing. So now what's attached to me smoking is I'm hurting my baby. I'm hurting myself. I'm giving her weed, milk, like, the negative connotations started to outweigh and outstack the good shit. Me, I'm getting high, I'm having fun, I'm having a good time. Because at this point, I'm not doing none of that shit no more. I'm just getting high, going in the crib with my baby. Literally. And I feel like weed helps me out of a depression, because when I was just alone every single day, just me and my daughter, it was just like, I was sad as fuck. Like, I didn't have my friend, like, when you get pregnant, everybody know when you get pregnant for the first time, you see the friendships that aren't really friendships. Like, you end up lonely. Every person who get pregnant for the first time say the same shit. Oh yeah, whoever don't come to my baby shower, don't ask me to da. You see pregnancy really show you who your real friends are, da. Yeah, I went through that shit too. So afterwards, and the only friend that had came over was Shaquan. I think she had only come over like once or twice. And it wasn't nothing on her. It wasn't nothing that she did. It was me. I was kind of like selfish with my baby type shit. And mind you, I had just got out of an abusive relationship where I felt like nobody was there for me, because I'm just in a relationship with my nigga getting my ass beat. Like, that, it was just that. And it wasn't nobody else's fault. But sometimes I feel like you kind of isolate yourself when you're in situations like that, because you're embarrassed. And then you kind of project onto other people that everybody else left you type shit. You know, so at that point, I was just feeling hella alone. I was feeling hella down. So weed to me was like, this my vice. but I still felt bad about having a vice. I still felt like, oh, I'm doing something wrong. I'm doing something bad. I'm going to the car. I'm having to sneak and go fucking smoke because I got a baby. This is bad. So it was a stigma that had just been ingrained in me from being a kid and watching my mama smoke that I didn't, and now I'm a grown up and I feel like I'm doing the same thing to Kamaya, where it's like, I'm making smoking a bad thing because it's like, okay, the grown-ups up in here, we smoking, you gotta go in your room, you gotta close the door, right? So it's like, obviously that's something that grown-ups do, or maybe in her mind, it's like, I don't really want you doing that. We've already talked about it, me and my baby, and she didn't want me smoking either. So it's like, smoking has always been attached to negative stigmas, negative connotations, right? And now I'm going through dealing with another one of my children's fathers, which my children are no longer alive anymore. But, I had a boyfriend who literally overdosed off of multiple drugs, right? So the addiction thing is like now where I'm like, I don't like being addicted to something. Like, I don't fuck with that shit. I don't like the fact that I be needing this shit. And when I run out of roaches, when I ain't got no more blunts, when I ain't got no more weed, when I ain't got no more shit, I'm willing to literally go in every single purse that I have. Mind y'all, I watch a lot of shit about drug dealers, about drug addicts, soft white underbelly, all that shit. So, like, I already know. And I lived with an addict for 3 years. We was in a whole relationship. So it's like, I know certain signs, and I know it, like, I just start to feel like a crackhead because, bitch, why the fuck are you searching your purchase for roaches? Like, and you don't have none. Mind you, at this point, I'm spending my last. I'm living by myself now. I moved out my mama crib now. Like, literally, it will be times where I would spend my last on some weed. Like, rent was always paid. At the time I had a job, this was before I had my own business, and my business was kind of just growing, so I still had my 9 to 5. I still had money. I still had stable money. But I would notice myself, like, sometime spending my last on some smoke. On some smoke, right? So it just got to the point where, like, for a long time, I've had a negative connotation about smoking weed. Right now, it's like I still have a negative connotation about smoking weed. Like, I still feel bad. Like, I still want to stop. And now I want to stop more so because I feel like I have an addiction to it. I don't like the fact that when I don't have it, I'm, like, looking for it. Or I feel like I'm lacking something, or I feel incomplete. I feel like there's something that I don't have. That's what I want to stop. It's not even about smoking. It's not about it being unhealthy. It's not about me being pregnant or like my body. Like, yes, it is about those things, and I do think about those things. But I more so don't like the fact that I am codependent on something where it's like, I need this thing. Right? That's what I don't enjoy. I don't like the fact of feeling like, damn, I need some shit. And then I be trying to tell myself, like, y'all know I've talked about it before. I have what they would call multiple personalities, but it's technically known as dissociative identity disorder, meaning that when I'm going through something, when my body is in fight, flight, or freeze mode, I will disassociate, okay? I don't remember. Another part of me has now come to the forefront, and the person who is experiencing the trauma is now in the back, relaxing, calming down, and regulating her nervous system, right? So I deal with mental health issues. A lot of my family, like a lot of my younger cousins, boy cousins, are growing up and realizing, damn, we like our granny. Like, my granny had a lot of mental health issues when we were growing up, and I don't really want to speak on that because that's her story to tell. And being a kid, you don't really know what it is for real, but I seen her be admitted, and I seen her have episodes, and I know that as a kid I was scared of her. So it's like, if there's something that I need to regulate my system every day, why am I not okay with that? I'm okay with taking other herbs. Like, I got a whole cabinet full, can y'all see, tinctures, herbs, teas, like, little stuff like that. So it's like, okay, if I'm okay with making tinctures and coming up with this stuff, like, what's so different about weed? I do want to stop, y'all. I do. Like, I'm not going to say I don't want to stop. I want to stop so bad because I feel like weed is a generational curse in my family. And I feel like it's something that I want to break. I feel like I want to break just addiction, period. And just, like, I'm so tired. Like, I feel like I deserve more. I want more. But I know I have bad spending habits when it comes to weed. I will spend my last on some weed. I have, like, bad codependency problems because, like, I feel like sometimes when I'm not high, my mind just be going, like just be going. And like, I want to just get to the point where I'm just dependent on the Lord. Like, I'm just dependent on God. And like, it's scary because like, I know that people can quit shit cold turkey, but it's like, I just don't want to keep failing. Like, I want to do it in a way where it's like maybe slowing myself down, or, you know, but then it's like, I feel like, why is this one thing that I cannot get over? Like, why is this one thing that I can't sacrifice? Like, people could come to me for readings and I'm like, girl, you need to leave that nigga. But like, a higher spirit can come to me and be like, girl, you need to leave that weed. And it's like, I'm not listening, or I'm not getting it, or I'm not like, you know. And then sometimes I wonder, well, like, am I supposed to stop smoking? Like, you know, why is that a bad thing? Because I'm in school for holistic healing. I have an Indian teacher, and she's Indian, native Indian, but she grew up in South Africa. So she has roots from everywhere, you know. She lives in America. So she's very well versed, she's very knowledgeable, and she's just like, the Ayurvedic philosophy on smoking weed is stay high all the time. You know, and that doesn't mean to get high off weed or a drug, but it's like, stay high, stay in high vibration. And if smoking makes you feel like you're in a higher vibration, do that. Allow yourself to have what you love, right? And now I'm in a phase of tapping into my divine femininity. And it's like, my femininity is telling me that I can have whatever it is that I want. Like, I can do what I want throughout the day and still have money, still have riches. But it's like, in my mind, I'm telling myself the reason that I don't have what I want is because I won't stop smoking. So it's like, and I don't know who told me that. God didn't tell me that. I don't know where it came from, but it's just like, that's the connotation that's in my head, that like, I'm stuck and my dreams are not becoming a reality because I smoke. And it's like, a part of me dead ass know that's not true. But then a part of me is like, I don't, what is it? Because I do work hard. Like, I do post my videos when I say I'm gonna post them. I am very like, I do procrastinate, but I'm very consistent. Like, I've been doing this shit for years. So it's like, why am I not famous? Or why am I not rich? Why am I not able to just be stable after all these years? It's like, I'm still learning the same lessons. I'm still on here talking to y'all about the same shit that I was talking to y'all about at the old crib. So it's like, when am I gonna change? When am I gonna see something different? But it's like, I'm actively changing, but it's like, y'all can't. I feel like, I'm not gonna say y'all can't. It's me. I'm not gonna project or talk about nobody else, but it's like, I don't sometimes always feel that I've changed. I can see it on me. Like, I can see that, like, I'm handling situations differently. I can feel that, like, I love my man differently than I love my old niggas. I can tell that I'm loving my daughter differently than I have in the past. Like, I can tell by like my friendships that like, okay, I really am changing. I really am becoming a better woman. And that shit is not unimportant. Like, that shit is important, because that's the most important. Just changing my heart posture. Like, that shit is harder than stopping smoking, but it's like, I be so hard on myself about the one thing that I can't get together, you know. And it's like, well, why can't I feel like I just had a revelation. Like, I feel like God is working on my heart posture first. And once my heart posture change, maybe I won't even want to smoke. I gotta change my heart posture. I gotta meditate. I gotta talk to God daily. I gotta have a good routine. Like, I gotta show up for me. And whether smoking is a tool that I utilize to show up for me or not, like, I can choose to like, I don't know, because then it's like, I take one step forward and I go one step backwards, because now I'm like, damn, am I making this shift to appease myself, to make myself feel better about smoking? It's like, I don't know, you know. I always feel like I don't know, you know, and I'm trying to figure shit out, but like, I literally just feel like I don't fucking know. Addiction is a disease, and it is something that I'm like struggling with. I'm trying, because I really don't be having the money to just be sitting up smoking. Like, I don't. But then it's like, when I don't smoke, I'm very unmotivated. I'm very much like in my head about shit. Like, which obviously brought us here. I'm doing a video. I'm speaking about the shit that's in my head because I need an outlet. I can't just sit here and smoke. I gotta talk about it. I gotta get it up out of me. So it's like, okay, if I'm trying, you know, like at what point it's gonna get better and better and better and better? Cause like I could feel like, damn, okay, well, me overthinking just got me a video. It just, you know, so that's a good aspect. But then also in the video, I'm realizing that maybe I am my biggest critic, that maybe it's my connotations. It's maybe that I could change the way that I'm thinking, but like, I don't know. And because I don't know, it's like, I feel like I just want to come to God about it. But like, and then it's like I come to God about it, and the way that God talks to me is so esoteric. Like, it's not through the Bible. It's not through prophecies and, you know, like shit that is religious. It's literally through tarot fucking readings and magical shit that the world demonizes and thinks is bad, just like smoking weed. So am I demonizing a tool that potentially helps me? I don't know. I don't know, like, it's so confusing, and I feel like I need to meditate. I need to figure some shit out, but like, I don't know. I don't even know the first steps. I guess it's just meditation. Like, if I am gonna smoke, maybe I need to make it ceremonial, where I'm only, you know, it's not just I'm doing it because it's a routine, but I'm doing it because I want to find answers. I'm doing it because I want to go within. I'm doing it before I go dance or be creative or paint or some shit. I don't know. I don't know, y'all, but yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely want to hear how y'all feel about addiction, how y'all feel about weed. I know that it's becoming like a big thing in the community right now, like psilocybin mushrooms, like people microdosing daily and stuff like that. So like, would you consider that an addiction? Like nah, yeah. So like, I don't know. I just kind of want to hear y'all comments, y'all concerns, y'all opinions, perceptions, y'all views on the topic at hand, okay? If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, share it on all your social medias. And I am out of here, you guys.